ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417, let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwozel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
St. Lucia, are you ready to tease your way to the World Creole Music Festival 2025 in Dominica? NBC and Real FM is giving one lucky fan the ultimate getaway, an all-expense-paid trip to the Nature Island for 3 nights of non-stop rhythm, culture, and unforgettable vibes. Here's how to enter. Step 1, follow us on Instagram at Real FM Official. 2, post a video up to 90 seconds long telling us why you deserve to be at the World Creole Music Festival 2025. Be bold, be creative, and show your passion for Creole music and culture. Step 3, tag us and send a collaboration invite to at Real FM Official so your video appears on both our pages. Step 4, get those likes up. The video with the most likes by October 10th wins the prize: round-trip airfare, comfy accommodation, and all-access pass to the World Creole Music Festival 2025 to enjoy Dominica to the fullest. But hurry, the contest runs from August 11th to October 10th, and the winner will be announced on October 11th. This opportunity is open to all St. Lucians aged 21 and over. Only one entry per person, so make it count. Don't just dream about the festival. Tease your way there, only with NBC and Real FM.
Powered by Discover Dominica.
I gotta go with you. I gotta go with you. I gotta go with you.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
To you, everyone. It is the 9th day of the month of October 2025. Welcome once again to The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, and with the man who held the fort solo yesterday. Great job. Thank you very much, Terry. Give me a little pressing of the flesh in advance. And okay, superb job yesterday. And to you, Jaquan, as well, with the controls and the calls, and you wonderful people who kept things, real powered up and fueled. And let me say good afternoon and welcome for joining us once again, Miguel Evelyn Fevrier. And that's something that you won't need to get accustomed to seeing the three of us on occasion together. We'll mix it up. We'll have other people, I'm sure. But certainly the three of us together on the program is something that going forward, I'm sure you will see more often, and you are going to welcome. My bad for getting this time to put my phone on silent. But the person who did, she would have found a way to breach my defenses anyway, because it's saying, Cornelia Jacob, you come back. I heard her, on the phone yesterday. Shelton is not there trying to give me, a little picong in my absence and trying to give me a little stress, etc., etc. But there she is again, she had a phone pinging. So she's going to continue, but don't worry. It's just a little going into the settings, and I'm going to silence it. But meantime, she'll probably try to send as many messages as she probably can to unsettle me. And to do, she has a mischievous streak in her, but I guess that's part of why I love her so much. Folks, I'm sure we have a lot of material. Whenever Terry and Miguel come, they're always quite loaded. And sometimes yesterday I had a little bit of difficulty deciphering whether Terry was happy when there was no call on the line. So he could say, he said, we have no calls? Oh, okay, let's roll that at the video. He opened the phone lines early, but oh boy, as if when, there's a little gap in the calls. But then sometimes as soon as he tells Jaquan to play it, somebody like Cornelia decide at that exact moment that they're going to call. Folks, there's so much that we can say. As Bob Marley sang, so much things to say. It's always the case, but more so as we hit election campaign season, as we hit the silly season. But it's silly for some people, because what we are instead getting from the side where we were told the substance of government lies, we are getting more gems of wisdom, more gems of insight, more gems of truth. While from the other side, we keep getting mepui and bowel jiti and attempts to embarrass people and make people ashamed and low down talk, crappy things and so on is what you keep getting. And I'm so happy, especially yesterday at this annual conference of the Labrie constituency group of the St. Lucia Labour Party, where both the guest speaker, and I'm going to play a couple clips of him, just 2 clips of maybe 2 minutes or less from Dr. Kenny Anthony. He was absolutely dynamite. But Alva Baptist made the point, as did Kenny Anthony, let us not become like them. Let us not become like them. And even going forward, there is more of them that we just have to ignore, because you know what it does? It fills too much space on your desk. It takes up too many columns on your docket, you understand, for you to have to respond to this and respond to that. And some of it is just so, infradig. Some of it is just so déclassé that to respond to it, it's almost impossible to do so without devaluing yourself, without devaluing what you stand for, your political party, your government, your prime minister, and so on. And one of the things that Dr. Anthony, to those people who like to spread the propaganda, Kenny did not want to join the cabinet because he's not happy with the people that there and whatever. And to hear the way Kenny Anthony was bigging up Philip J. Pierre and his cabinet to indicate that they have restored dignity and respect and integrity to government. Kenny Anthony saying that, but the propaganda, of course, the most hilarious and ridiculous one of them is Kenny Kudi. People can even say Kudi, Ikudi, Pisleba Fini. And Kenny Anthony, Richard Frederick, he want to be in the cabinet of Richard Frederick and all these sorts of things you hear. To hear Kenny Anthony come out for a man who's on his way out of elective politics, for a man who's not running again, for a man whose replacement, whose successor, as the person who will do battle to become the next MP for VA4 South. Kenny Anthony he's not running the towel. The man, I said, wow, where is Kenny going to? Why does he have to be going anywhere? The man, if he was on 8 cylinders during his time, as prime minister and leader of the opposition, it's like the man is on 1,000 cylinders now. I say, well, Kenny saved his best for last, man. So, Jaquan, if you have the first of these 2 clips, of Dr. Kenny Anthony, guest speaker at the constituency annual general meeting in Labrie yesterday. These two things that he had to say.
Full and great days. I'm happy that I'm given the opportunity to say a few words to you as my career in electoral politics come to an end. And I'm very pleased that I am closing the windows by being here with you this evening. You have asked me to speak on the subject, the centrality of labor in Labrie's development. And perhaps we should turn that theme upside down, put it on its head. Could Labrie have achieved the development that it did without a Labour Party? Could it have? And while I'm addressing you, there's something I want you to think about. The United Workers' Party enjoyed 2 terms in office between 1997 and now. That's when we lost the elections. In 2006, you'll remember, and in 2016. As I speak to you, I want you to ask yourselves whether there is one project that you can say was done and implemented by the United Workers' Party in those 10 years. Now that is the first question. The second question is this: why is it that you are singled out and no projects by the UWP could identify? Why? What is in the character of the United Workers' Party that it has this passion for punishing constituencies that vote Labour? These are the 2 things I want you to bear in mind.
Labrie. Especially Labrie. Labrie has gotten the worst of it because they have never veered, they have never deviated. The only thing that Labrie got, which is why the people of Labrie cynically named it, was after Shadell Moll crossed the floor. He did some kind of, upgrading of the Labrie playing field. That the people, like I said, were so cynical about it that they said, look at this, the 30 pieces of silver, much less actually, but the price of betrayal, that's what we're getting, which is why they named it Crossover Park, It is the spoils, it is the payment for crossing the floor. And they couldn't wait, They couldn't wait the next time they had a chance in 1992. The man known as Shadell was mauled in Labrie. You ever heard about being mauled by a bear or something? Well, in St. Lucia, we must have had a Labour Party bear because they mauled him. And thus began, I think, 3 terms of the Honorable late Velon John, The man who came back and, without breaking a sweat, blew him away until Alva Baptist stepped forward in 2006. So if you check from 1992, when Shadell was mauled, and Alva come in, the late Honorable Velon John, who was mentioned in moving ways yesterday, he, Alan Louisi, Labrie hasn't had too many, MPs, First you think of it, hasn't had too many of them, One of them will go down in infamy. But let's hear the second part of what I found so intriguing about Dr. Anthony's address. A little less than 2 minutes again, but I think it is more than worth its weight in gold, platinum, diamonds, or whatever benchmark you choose to use.
But none of us in this crowd tonight, none of us should doubt the enormous challenges of Philip J. Pierre and this Labour administration and what they have accomplished. None of us should deny these extraordinary accomplishments. And quickly, they restored integrity and good governance. They made sure that the economy returned to growth and sustainability. They have reduced unemployment to levels never heard before. They have been able to attract new investment, both foreign and domestic. And once again in the north, you can hardly get workers because they're all employed in projects of one kind or another. Then you have never seen such investment in infrastructure throughout the length and breadth of the country. And the triumph will come in the next few weeks when St. Jude Hospital will open. They have restored programs cancelled by the by the United Workers' Party, the laptops program. They have maintained policies of fairness and equity. They have built on the initiatives of the former Labour government, and they have introduced a minimum wage targeting the voiceless, targeting the poor, the people who could not be unionized, the workers at the gas stations, the persons who worked in households, and they did so by establishing a minimum wage, meaning that it was unlawful if you paid a salary below that minimum wage. And these are some of the accomplishments I have chosen to highlight. So as I said at the launching of the Beaufort South candidate, Danny Butcher, the handling of these various challenges by Philip Pierre has really been masterful. And on that basis alone, the Labour Party deserves the support of all constituencies in this country.
What greater endorsement could Philip J. Pierre need than from Kenny Anthony describing him using just one of the many words, masterful? Miguel, go ahead.
I have a question, Terry. Is that not the same Dr. Kenny Anthony whom they said was unhappy with Philip J. Pierre as leader? He did not want to work in his cabinet, how he was aloof in the parliament and blah, 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 or whatever. Is that the same Dr. Kenny Anthony?
Same Dr. Kenny
Okay,
Anthony.
I just want to check.
Anyway, gentlemen, I just wanted to get this out of the way. I just wanted to place this on the table, on the record. The two of you, take it away.
I'll defer to Miguel.
Well, defer to me. I just want to tackle three things briefly today. Funnily, before I came here, I happened to hear a news report on another station with Stephen Favre, and apparently, in his mind, he seems to be defending the people or former residents of the Leclerc CDCs. Now we know what happened to that, and what he's lamenting, ironically, but it's just so laughable. He's lamenting that Honorable Stephenson King, in pursuance of establishing there's a market area, a center, a business center in Leclerc, has given it to foreign investors. That you hear the irony and the laughable irony in that. They've given it to foreign investors. Stephen Favre, where have you been? Well, I know where you've been living, but we all know this place was earmarked for a business center. We all know those who complied and went through the right process. That means the former residents of the CDC were compensated and relocated in the way that they should have been. The others, we know there was an issue with the Charlemagne family who did not want to move. So we know what happened there. But with Stephen coming now to be so disingenuous, to say that the people were promised this and they were never. If they were promised this, under whose administration was it then? Was it promised? Right? Under whose administration? And we all know what happened with Stephenson King as the MP for Castries North and the Minister for Infrastructure during that time. Transport was taken from him in the very same building where infrastructure, ports and transport, communications and works have always been under one ministry altogether. Guy, for his own reasons, not silly, his own reasons, I meant to say selfish, Because remember, he wanted infrastructure, ports and transport, but it was not given to him. There was outrage. There was a lot of dissent among the elected MPs as to giving guys. But what happened? What they did, what he convinced Chassis to give him was an even more important ministry where he could have done what he wanted. And that was economic development that handles the CDP.
And can you imagine? A government has two ministries. One of them is Economic Affairs. The other one is called Economic Development.
Stick up with Miguel.
Yeah.
You said you heard him say that Honorable Stevenson gave the land to a foreign investor. Now you see, that is what, this was always trying to look for some equivalency.
Yeah.
They gave 1,000, Bradley, I forget you, boy, you called yesterday and spreading right. They gave away our lands. When you really think about it, Cabot was a gift,
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, NIC bought the lands and gifted it to
and
Cabot.
gifted it to them.
I don't care how Hambone, you could take that. That's what your people, You know who's Hambone?
Who's that?
Frank Tsunami Mayas. That's his nickname.
Oh, really? Oh, I take change that nickname.
Yeah, that's his nickname. He doesn't like it.
Oh, he doesn't like it?
As far as it was Hambone. As far as I'm concerned, they bought the land and they just gifted it to Cabot. The land's in Vieux-Fort. So they are trying to find a way to say that we are giving land.
Giving land.
Now, if you heard Honorable Stevenson, he was my best last Friday.
He told me, girl, stick up in. Don't lose your train of thought, Tomorrow, when you're not there, Terry, I'm going to be having a guest. A guest with deep inside, behind the scenes, intimate knowledge as someone who was involved in negotiations and discussions.
I think I know.
Who will tell us another horror story about the plans of what Alan Shastey intended to do in Vieux-Fort. If you think it's just horse race, if you think it's just 23 mythical islands and so on, man, I am telling you, this guy had some plans to do something, not in Vieux-Fort, but to Vieux-Fort. That would not just have changed Vieux-Fort and completely marginalized and sidelined these people. It was going to absolutely turn Vieux-Fort into a living horror story, a fully awake nightmare, I'm telling you. But anyway,
so you need, when you say that, you need to put Bradley Felix in that too, because it's his signature. That's in the framework agreement.
Let me tell you something about Bradley. Again, just listening to that SLP Labrie constituency annual conference, and hearing Kenny twice, Bradley is on his way out. But worse was Alva. Alva said, when you see we finish with him, we're ripping out both the plat and the he said, when you see us, we come there.
Because
with Kifo, we wash it.
Because I wanted to go there.
No can wash it ni natla ni rinkom.
You cannot separate him from Alan Shastey when you talk about the lands in Vieux-Fort. So Bradley, I don't care what you say. The ponytail and the rinkom, that has you.
Bradley good, just like Spider, Bradley pension security.
It doesn't matter. You could not have done that to Vieux-Fort, Bradley. And I never said anything about Bradley. Let me repeat what I said to you, because you call it all reducers. You call me a so-called principal. 24 years, okay, Bradley? You are not a banker. You are a fellow who work at the bank. Bradley! Bradley! You remember what the Prime Minister did to Kokoloram? And he ended the interview right away. We must get that tape to play to show you how T.Y. Sebuksari. P.S. T.Y. Pakati win. Bradley, you were summoned. I understand when he was summoned, he stood up too quickly. Now, at our age, we cannot stand up too fast because the blood must go to the brain. Me say, Machatobe! Told him to sign. You signed, man.
But
you didn't read.
When he walked out of the house, the very next day, he was summoned. Get back in there.
And then, Bradley, let me repeat what I said. We were planning for the launching of Danny Butcher. And in the negotiations with the powers that be, we were told in no uncertain terms that we need to get permission from the lawyers of Theo Akin. That's plain and simple, Bradley. You have a comprehension problem? Bradley, we are in this predicament now because Theo Akin feels he has claim to the land. Why? Because he has a document signed by you and Alan Shastey, which makes him feel that he has claim. That's all, Bradley. And you admitted that. Boy, you had misgivings about that, especially by Black Horse and things. So I'm telling you, Bradley, you failed the people of the South. You had a duty to stand up. You didn't have the gonads to stand up to your boss and say, no, we cannot sign that. Right now, Viewfort is in a mess because they do not know. Yesterday I played Salty Bus, you know. Cyril Salty Bus. Because Cyril is upset because he spoke about the jazz experience when they went there to try to host jazz. They were told the same thing. So Bradley, don't come and try to spin and say what I did not say. Okay, Bradley? And for that, Bradley, I feel you are useless and you need to be kicked out of the parliament. You do not deserve to be in the house.
No, he will be.
No, he will be kicked, but you do not deserve to be in the house. You need to we need to send you packing because you are useless.
But
you are a man who you won your seat. Just two of you in the house. You cannot be the PR of the party. You cannot be the deputy leader. You cannot be anything in the party. Chozel, Salty Bush, you deserve better. You deserve better. Meg should have been in leadership, but Meg just shows you he's a weakling. You know what I mean? No spine. And you want to pump us and call radio station and say this so-called principal lying and telling lies. And I will see. So you want to go to court, Bradley. I repeat what I said. You are useless as a parliamentary rep. You do not deserve to be in the parliament. You let down the people of the South. All these lands now are in dispute because your signature is on the framework agreement. You cannot deny that. And for that, Bradley, I mean, to me that's treasonous. That's an act of treason. You do not have the guts to stand up to your master and tell him, no way we're doing that. So don't try to play that I'm a liar. I don't lie, boy. I've told you already. See, from Naimoti. See, from the Joel the artist likeness.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I was Shaggy. But on these matters, that's national matter. You stood in you were in a cabinet where they destroyed Radio St. Lucia, an institution, just because you wanted to go at Shelton. Shelton will not say that. I will say, Shelton was a thorn in your side. And for that, you destroyed the whole institution. You all sat there and said nothing. You allowed two foreigners, a South American and a European, to come and destroy a national institution. God, what is wrong with your fellows? So, brother, behave yourself. Okay? Behave yourself. Quote me properly. Quote me properly. Don't spin what I did not say. Okay? Over to you,
gentlemen, as we go for the break, we have a minute left. Let's just put this into perspective. I mean, forget Stephen, because in fact, the reason Stephen King is laughing, you see the same thing Cecily said about Musa and Befonov? Stephen King was just handed the seat in Leclerc. Bax, I'll deal with Bax on a different date, his independence, because...
Is Bax any serious consideration that we should be talking about him?
No, that's why Stephen King is laughing. He's walking his way back to his seat, right? But guys, let's put this into perspective. You know how many generations 99 years is? So when we talk about a 30-year lease where government is being paid monthly and we still have control of our ports, our cargo shed and everything, and we are being paid by the developer who wiped off Slasper. That's one debt gone off our books, right?
Yes.
Right? I don't know how again you can explain to people that in order for the development to take place, there had to be a transfer of quote unquote ownership, in a sense, so for lack of a better term, a transfer of ownership from the government to the developer, because the only way they can get financing from any reputable institution is if the properties in the name. The same way Marjorie had her lease, with the government, she was able to build her stuff, right? Compare that 30 years when it's handed back to us to 99 years, our children, sometimes our grandchildren not even get to see what, in fact, I didn't look like any development was happening there. But what do we actually expect to gain from that by giving away so many swaths of land in VA4? VA4, this you displace farmers.
Yes, crippled VA4, you know.
Of course, it's crippled VA4. And they want to come and see what has Kenny done for VA4? What did Alan Shah say do for VA4?
I'm telling you, had the St. Lucia Labour Party not won the 2021 election, I am telling you, VA4 now, you know what they call desertification and saltwater intrusion and salinization, when you can actually turn especially a low-lying area into a place where so much saltwater intrusion and soil salinization has taken place that it has now become like a salt valley, a salt plain and so on. VA4 would have been just that. It would have been rendered almost uninhabitable except for the privileged people who would be able to live a lifestyle that mitigated against it. We have to go for the break now. Terry, hold your thought.
Yes.
Real Issues powered by Blue Waters is in progress and will resume shortly.
The man, the voice, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
This is The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, with me, Shelton Daniel, alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. And co-hosting with me today, we have Miguel Evelyn Fevrier and Terry Fenelon. What's ahead for the month of October? Well, it is Creole Heritage Month. It is the month where we mark International Creole Day. That is always on the 28th of October. And the festive side of it, Journée Creole, is celebrated on the Sunday closest to October 28th. Sometimes it may actually fall on October 28th, but just so you know. So, since we're in Creole Heritage Month, folks, please stop the bananas and the and the canals and the savans and all of that. I don't have too much of the Mikud anymore, to tell you the truth. But we have our history, and sometimes pronunciations don't go according to the spelling, but have respect for the tradition and what has been passed down to us. I know it is spelled like Bellevue, but it's Bellevue we grew up saying. Stop this Bell. I think there's a place that's actually Bellevue, Belle and View, up in the north. But, the one that is down in Vieux-Fort, Micoud side, somewhere between Deriso and Vieux-Fort North and so on. This one is Bellevue. I know it is spelled, and there's one in Choiseul, there's one in Micoud. It's Diga. We grew up saying Diga. Let's not with this Dugard thing and so on, because we go along with it, and over time we lose. You see, the names are more than just names. Encapsulated, embedded in the names is a history, is a story, is a narrative. There is so much in it about struggle, about slavery, about a people who refuse to give up and to bow down and so on. When you know the story about Fonjean Lib and so on, the pride in the names is just not about being able to articulate them, but what they represent. There is a rich story in a lot of those names. So show them some respect, show them some reverence, because they give us a connection to the past, and they give us a good lens into the future as well as an awareness of the present, where we are and so on. And we can make a lot out of that artistically, culturally, creatively, and otherwise. I just thought I should put that one in. October is also the month of Fête la Marguerite. Yes, the 17th is Fête la Marguerite. And on the international context, it's always the month, October 16th, of World Food Day, which has seen encouraging us to eat what we grow what we eat, try to be as self-reliant. I don't think any nation is fully self-sufficient, although, guess what? If there is a nation that is self-sufficient in food, it's in the Caribbean. It's in CARICOM. Guyana. Yeah, they say Guyana is producing everything it needs food-wise. And Guyana for many years has been waiting, has travailed, has suffered, has labored under all sorts of difficulties and so on, and we feel happy for Guyana being able to find its feet. So I just thought I should throw those things. It's not just politics we talk about on The Real Issues, although it's a big thing, and this is the season. 'Tis the season to be political. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Shelton, you also forgot VA4. And officially, when I did my news reports, casually we'd say VA4, but then I always make it a point to say VA4, and that's another
one. And in times past, we used to say VA4 and so on, but there has been an evolving of the consciousness, and you have to say, thanks to the relentless, tireless, never retreating work of Monsignor Dr. Patrick Anthony Paba, of John Robert Lee, of Hilary LaForce, of Kennedy Booth Samuel,
and the drive now to make Creole part of the school's curriculum.
Exactly.
Because I'll be honest, although I speak the Creole, not that I know every word.
Yes.
But then I used to listen to Bachelor Joseph.
Yes.
Jason Joseph.
Yes.
And man,
and even
he used to write. No, he wrote it well.
Yes.
And I was like, jeez, man.
Yeah. Foreigners have come here.
If this man can do that,
yes,
I think it's a shame on my part not to be able to write the Creole.
Could you imagine if you...
So I got the dictionaries and stuff, and I have trained myself.
And guess who wrote some? Mr. Michael
Walker,
foreigner. And not any European. The man came from the North European, North side, and Scandinavian. I think and this man comes to St. Lucia, and he takes an interest, and he
writes books,
Creole textbooks, and all of that, and so on, which is so helpful.
Could you imagine if you were Prime Minister and you weren't able to even understand much? That's right, but
go ahead.
Could you just put the graphic up on screen? This is for the residents, the constituents of Gros Islet. We do know that the MP, our MP, the Honorable Kenson Casimir
Your
was
MP.
our MP. Ours, me and the people I'm talking to, girls today. All right, our MP. There was supposed to be a community meeting this evening, scheduled for this evening at 6:30 at the Beausejour, Darren Sammy Cricket Ground Players Lounge. But that meeting has been postponed to the 16th. That's next Thursday, 16th October 2025 from 6:30 p.m. So next Thursday, the community meeting of Honorable Kenson Casimir will take place. That's the 16th at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground Players Lounge.
Now let me plug my MP.
Oh,
my
yeah.
MP is the Prime Minister, but I have a horse in the race. Video 2. I'm Shakwan. Video 2. Let me plug my guy.
Babono, we are coming! This Sunday, October 12th from 3 p.m., the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly launches John Estefan, your candidate who will lead with purpose, passion, and progress. Join us as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, development, and opportunities for all St. Lucians. This Sunday, Babono comes alive with John Estefan and Prime Minister Pierre. We are moving forward together.
We feel ready, no? Jump off for Babono.
Oh yes, John Paul for Babono. Belty Boogie, so well. John Paul for all, everyone included.
On the grounds of Caribbean Cinemas.
That's right, on the ground of Caribbean Cinemas.
Shock, and that is the same thinking that is having the launching for Shanda on the Miku playing field because of space, accessibility, parking, availability. You know, the St. Lucia Labour Party, whether even if it were not in government, but it takes being in government very serious. And so you don't want to go and cause a problem of congestion and nobody can pass. Even on an ordinary day, you go up to Babono and you make the right turn to go towards the side of the health center where the multipurpose is. And just people park there patronizing the shops on the side. Yes. It's difficult sometimes, for you to get a way to pass through. So if the Labour Party were to go to any of the Babono communities right now, any of them, it would be complete congestion and chaos. So holding it there makes a lot of sense. Good thinking.
So tonight, I'm Sheldon, while I'm on that, John Paul is opening his constituency office, 6 p.m. That's opposite the health center, the post office, opposite. Once you reach there, Babono, so it's going to be a nice time. It's going to be a line, and the economic activity, because once Labour people in the area, the vendors are very happy, So we're good.
Now, Terry, just before I go to say two quick things, and the floor is yours for the rest of the segment. Quickly, I strongly believe that, and I've said it before, that Stephen, Titus, and my boy, that time I come and campaign for him too, what's his name? Tommy. I met Tommy and Stephen in the same place on 2 different days, and both of them asked me to come and campaign. So
the fact that those fellows tried to rope you in mean that those fellows are not towing Shasney's line. So what we suspected is true.
Which is what I'm about to say.
These 3 fellows trying to overthrow.
Which is what I'm trying to say. But here's the thing. They're hoping that they could win this seat, convince people to win that seat. So when time comes, then boy, God, they talk about God loves, God makes these things happen.
Yeah, God don't like ugly.
If God forbid that this ever happens, that they get elected or they win the majority, that when it comes time to vote for the Prime Minister, they will have a coup.
So those fellows must be secretly supporting Shanda there. These fellows hoping, praying, doing everything for Shanda.
Yes.
Down there.
And finally, the next one, the elephant in the room. Nobody has touched it yet. I will just say it briefly, and I'll just give my piece on it. It appears that Stanley Felix has announced his candidacy. It looks like independence for the Castries Central seat. I love Stanley. I owe him a lot. I love him as a person. Every man, like Yadi always says, and he quotes Bob Marley, every man has the right to determine his own destiny. And even if it is to lose, let it be so, Stanley. Good luck to you. But then, as someone, let me just sit from a political commentator's perspective. I don't see any chance of you making a dent in that seat right now. If there's any splitting you're hoping to do, that'll be the Flavo splitting. And that's all I have to say.
Okay.
Now, let's give the Honorable Stevenson King a plug now.
Sure.
Video 6.
Yeah.
That's the last video I sent you. Yeah, video 6. Let it.
Friday. Enjoy music, food, karaoke, games, and much more.
All right, we just got some information about who will be doing the karaoke.
Yes.
We won't call you out for conflict.
Yeah.
But you know, you had to pass something, you know.
Actually, it was quite by accident. What happened was that I was at Mary by VG Beach. Mary would
Right, I was just about to say that.
And then somebody said, Miguel, Cupid called you? I said, no, what happened? He said, well, they were supposed to have karaoke last week. Yeah, they DJ and everything, and the person who did the was supposed to do it never showed up. And she said, but we did. She said, but Miguel, why I call Miguel? We just did karaoke.
Cupid
So, folks,
Melissa Moses.
yes,
Oh, I tell you, one
so,
of my
folks,
favorites,
so find yourself there at Stephenson King's office, parliamentary office on tomorrow from 4 p.m. after work lime. And we're doing karaoke, yeah? Come enjoy yourself. There's lots of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Pass there for some chicken or something. Yeah.
Okay, let me say good afternoon and big up to one of our favorite comrades and fans who always tuned in to our programs. Angie Kedu in the V4 North Constituency Office of Honorable Moses Jabatis was sent us a little message that today, Thursday, October 9th from 6:30 p.m., the V4 North community meeting is for residents of Asukai. Now, let me see if it has the venue. Where in Asukai, or if it's just on the Kaya, they will be. All right, so it is the V4 North community meeting for residents of Asukai, starting on Thursday, October 9th, 6:30 p.m. That's, of course, today. So please give your attention to that. Angie, if you want to send me just a little note to indicate if there's a particular location, or if Asukai is so small that, you know, it's a given, you know, it's a no-brainer that people will gather, you know, in the place that they all will know. Let me also say good afternoon to Marie Frederick, another of our real regulars and fans, and something I've been meaning to do all last week. I think last week they celebrated their 55th wedding anniversary. 55 years, and I'm talking about Comrade Victor Girard and his wife Marilyn Kanai Girard.
Mr. and Mrs. G.
Yes, you know, 55 years. You know, that's a long time, you know.
Long time.
For those people to have been together.
And you don't see one without the other. On a Saturday market, you always...
Absolutely. And you know, Comrade Girard is a man from way back. So many people used to tell me this man is an aloof kind of person and whatever. And I don't know, I would meet him in the boulevard, come to take his newspapers from the newsstand. I don't know how he knew me at the time. I was puzzled how he called me by name and spoke to me so nicely and so on. And I always used to wonder, the man is so friendly, so polite, so, you know, respectful and kind and so on. But people had this impression about him. So, you know, Mr. Victor Girard, I think many people who know you would consider it a life well lived and a person who's, you know, very enlightening. He'll sit down, he'll go through history with you and really have an enlightening. And his wife is also somebody who overflows with a passion born of sincerity.
You know what I noted as well, Shelton? Yeah. I used to call Mr. Girard often while I was here at NBC, particularly leading up to the election, and he would provide commentary. I'd get an interview from him.
Yeah.
And he, I believe, has been the one person that has said things that were anti-government, and you never saw anybody under the live or anybody attack Mr. Girard. The amount of respect that he has on both sides of the political aisle is amazing. And he speaks to the kind of person he is.
Indeed. But what do we do now, Terry? Do we open the phone lines, or you have something else you want to...
Yeah. You know, Sheldon, we always have stuff, but I think this Bradley fella really upsetting me.
Well, keep the pressure down.
I don't know why you're bothering about Bradley so much, you know. The only problem Bradley could be causing in this country is a shortage of ring combs for me. Because he buying all the ring combs.
Leave my boy alone.
He don't have need for ring combs. I didn't know men wore ring combs. I thought it was an elastic band or something.
But I do have a question for you. Bradley, I have a question for you. I mean, like, when I posted on Facebook a few years ago, I remember meeting you in the parliament, in the lounge, and you told Honorable King to leave me, tell me to leave you alone. But Bradley, the question is, did you or did you not plan on leaving the UWP camp prior to the last election, just at the very moment close to nomination day, along with Sarah Flood, Spider, and Stephenson King? That's my question to you, Bradley. It's a yes or no question. Did you or did you not intend to run out on Massa prior to the 2021 elections.
So,
And that's
so
what
we
they
have
said.
another. Is it true?
Yeah.
Is it true?
Is it true?
Is it true?
You know who's is it true, right?
No.
Is it true?
Let me tell you this. Bradley is not a good name to have in politics right now. You know? Whether we're talking about Denrin or Bradley, or whether we're talking about Chozel Bradley, that's not a name of good fortune to be having, you know, because they're both facing obliteration. You know, the other Bradley, the Denrin of Bradley, we're not hearing people even talking about him. They were not even talking about him because he has been told already. PST,
right?
You know, he's been told that already.
Yes.
You know,
but before Bradley demits office there, he has to build a warehouse. He promised to build a warehouse for the people in Chozel. Bradley, you have collected 1.6 million. That's a lot of change, you know.
But you know, after election, we gotta be start calling no more Bradley. It's just Brad because we are getting him no leeway. No leeway, just Brad.
Okay, Angie has just clarified that the community meeting at Asukaye will be by Emil, and there will be a white tent.
All right.
All right. Okay, so thank you very much. If we had time, we would have come down and volunteered to spray the tent, but maybe it's not yours because the code is and the mood is red. You know?
Red. Shall I leave it over the lines?
Yes, okay.
Because I don't want to go into anything new there, you see. Just leave it as is.
All right. Comrade Victor Girard did send me a couple of messages. He said, hello, what is the true situation of the tourism industry? I just heard Fede say it declined by 11% last year. Fede always has figures that nobody else has. Tourism is down. Cruise arrivals are down. Family is always down, you know.
But on that point, Shelton, common sense. I was actually in a group of my close circle of friends when certain stats were shared. And it is true that for throughout the year there was a decline. But let's put into perspective. If we reached astronomical levels last year and there's a slight decline, where do you think that we are going now?
Yeah, it's a year on year.
It's a year on year. So if you look at the average of how many years, it's still way above the average of the previous years.
You know, are you going to say that the figures must continue to grow exponentially every year and so on? It's not going to happen. It's an America where people now have to deal with tariffs, which up to today I am wondering, how come a man believes that he is hurting a foreign country by imposing high import taxes on his domestic on his domestic market, on his own people? You know, who is paying those higher tariffs? It's not China that paying them. It's not Brazil or Russia. It is Americans that are paying higher import taxes, which eventually are going to drive. So maybe now there's less disposable income for Americans, who are key for the market and so on. But you know, the wisdom of this brilliant fella that they have there and so on. Let me not say
somebody calls and said, Mr. King, they want to attend the karaoke.
Yeah.
Only if you sing.
Oh, okay, all right.
You have to sing a song there, you know. Now you know what's my favorite song at karaoke,
yes.
right? Eric Clapton, man. Wonderful Tonight.
Okay.
Top song, you know.
Fede always seems to dispute Hiller's figures and the statistics collated by the same staff under both administrations. Looks like the head of the tourism authority should be required to publish these statistics at all times. For all you know, these statistics are easily available.
It's available online.
And so on. But you know, you have to turn everything into a river rafting expedition.
So folks, just remember this, folks, that we achieved the highest levels last year. So if there's a slight drop and it's still above previous levels, have we really? Is there really something for us to?
But the projection.
Frank Charles is on the line. Let's
take
Franco.
Yeah, Conrad, go ahead.
Yeah, extended co-host.
Yeah, man.
We must not allow Dominic Fede to escape with that, and probably because you're not okay with the tourist business, probably that it will take some time before you figure about it. But it is natural around this time that the numbers will go down. It is obvious. So for Fede to predict in the numbers, the decline, it's smart of him to do that. But if you to compare what he's saying now, you have to compare it as to last year around the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, because it is known that once the cruise season closes, you have an unavoidable dip, and then cruise season starts back in November, and everybody is smiling, you know.
And the other thing too, Shelton, is if you go as to Sandals is one of the prime hotels that has a lot of clients, you have to check. As for this season, Sandals have closed the doors for repairs. So you have to understand you have to go back and say whether Sandals closed last year, and I don't think that closed last year for repairs.
Okay.
So all these things you have to take into consideration. But you see, these guys will just come then and say anything and thinking that there are people out there. Now that is why I'm saying to our Labour Party people, you must be with things to shut up these fellas. Because right away, I hear you all there and I'm saying no, but they missed out on that. And right away I had to put it in. Now, let me help my partner, Felino. Felino, you forget that we opened the office today, right?
Yes.
To me, I didn't hear you mention that.
Yes, I did.
He mentioned.
Okay.
He showed the ad.
What I am proud of, the people of Choiseul, and if you have to take a look at Choiseul, mostly, if you go in mostly anywhere in around Castries in the north, you must find a Choiseulian there, a background or somebody that related to, as some cousin or something. And Choiseul people hold a lot of high positions in our society, even though they come and live in Castries. And I'm proud of the people of Choiseul for them to say to Bradley, and I could repeat that. Two of Bradley's main guys left him not because of contracts, but on principle and Bradley's lack of upward mobility. And I'm happy that is turned in Choiseul, that Bradley allowed Guy Joseph and Dominic Fady that are not elected members to come and take a position in the party. And the people of Choiseul are taking offense to that. They are also taking offense as to Bradley allowing Shasta to be the opposition leader when he had the opportunity to do it. So these two things are working against him. So Dr. Anthony and everybody is correct. Bradley is in deep trouble in Choiseul. Deep trouble in Choiseul. So that's my contribution, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. I think we are almost due for the break, but apparently some people have been saying like the screen.
The moving screen. It actually affected me as well.
We have a little bit of
photosensitivity kind of thing.
A screen that is not as stable as they would like. I don't know if everybody's experienced it, or
it does looking at the blinking. She complained about it the last time. I saw her complain about it last time, and it does actually have that effect.
Right.
So I'm not sure.
So there's a little bit of flutter and so on in the screen. It doesn't seem to be really staying in one place and so on. So we're sorry about that. Maybe it's just one of those things that will go away.
I guess Chekwan can remove that graphic, I guess.
So, okay. Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We take another break, and when we come back, we're into the home stretch going up to 2 o'clock. So get ready, to come in with your calls. And like I say, the telephone lines, sometimes they're overloaded. So those of you who don't mind typing or don't really care for your voice to be heard, use the messaging links, the WhatsApp text messaging links that are on our two websites, Real FM website, MBC website. They are realfmofficial.com and the other one, mbcslu.com. And you will see the WhatsApp messaging link. It's simple. Click on it. A message box will open. Type your message inside there. You hit the send button and we will get it straight away in real time. Instantly, it will show up on our screen and then we can read it from there. Okay, don't go away. We'll be back shortly. Real Issues still powered by Blue Waters.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We are now open to take your calls, and we have on the line someone who wants to give a perspective, provide some clarification, another point of view that maybe Dominic Fede chose not to consider, or perhaps it's a little beyond him. It's the kind of awareness and consideration that could be, from him. But someone who's had a long history of working in the travel and by extension the tourism industry, wants to explain why it is entirely possible that last year's tourism figures and so on could have been a tad higher than what we have this year because of what was happening in St. Lucia. So let's hear that caller. Yeah, go ahead, my
Yes, Shelton. And last year was not a normal June month for us because we had the World Cup cricket. World Cup cricket brought a number, at least, I don't know the stats, but we had Indians, English, Australians, all these teams played in St. Lucia, and a lot of fans follow these teams. We did not have World Cup cricket this year in St. Lucia, so June was an abnormal month for the tourism industry in St. Lucia, 2024. So you will get a dip because of the high numbers visitors we had in St. Lucia for June 2024 because of World Cup cricket compared to June 2025. So that could be one of the reasons we have a slight dip in 2025 so far as compared to 2024.
Okay.
But the levels themselves are not anywhere extraordinary bad or anything. It's just this. It's even at the same level, or it's still an exponential increase from what we had in 2023.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, my friend.
You have to check. Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thanks. All right. Okay. So we go to the regular lines now, and I think we have somebody. We have somebody on the line already. Real Issues, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hello.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hi, caller. Go ahead. Speak up a bit for us.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon to all. First of all, let me say hello to my schoolmate, my classmate, Dr. Augustine. And let me say happy anniversary to family friend, Mr. and Mrs. Gerard.
Mm-hmm.
And let me say something about Mr. Gerard. Mr. Gerard understood what it is to be an administrator. He followed the law. There were no preferences. And he was a strict disciplinarian. He didn't speak loud, but his pen did all the right things for him. That's it for now. Mr. Gerard and Mrs. Gerard, all the best to you.
All right.
Now, gentlemen, let me test you all here. Can you tell the public of St. Lucia, the three of you, which candidate has the United Workers' Party ever launched from 1970 to this year, 2020-25, that has made St. Lucia stop?
It has made St. Lucia stop?
Stop, yeah. In other words, some form of enthusiasm.
John Compton only, you know, and he's no longer...
No, I said from 1970, sir, to 2025.
Launching, you said, launching.
Yes, which one of the candidates?
I don't understand.
The answer is zero.
That's a riddle. Just
stop in terms of...
No, the answer is zero.
Yes.
Now let me prove the point. Mikey Pilgrim, 79. St. Lucia was buzzing. People was talking about Mikey. 1997, Kenny Anthony. People was talking. Country on the move. And you go to this year, you have 2 to 3 of them. Butcher / Dr. Chandrali. The point I'm making here is, the United Workers' Party, if you follow the projection, they have never been able to pull in any candidate that can make St. Lucia stop and think. Mikey did that in 79. When you came down by that market step that night, there was no place for people, you know. TJZ, my dear brothers, this is the trajectory on in 2025, and the United Workers' Party knows it. They must be following the history. God bless you all. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. 487-9849. You can WhatsApp call us on that number, 758-487-9849. And you can also reach us on the landline, 4533911. I think we have someone on the line. Okay.
Guys, I think we have a clip that peaked. I like to borrow that. So for Jokwan to play it first, man. Because watch my partner. Listen to my partner.
But that's Guy Joseph being totally unsettled
listen,
by a heckler at a meeting.
Listen to my partner.
Okay. The UWP just does not seem to have how you call that the equanimity, you know, the calmness and poise. That when they look at Kakal getting himself all in a twist over somebody recording him, and then another time the person was heckling him, and another time the person is a snitch, and you snitch, you sleep. And then it wasn't sleep in terms of zombie. It was in terms of, you know.
And last time they say he misquoted himself.
Let's have that clip.
You see, that is, and I want somebody to record her. Yes, make sure you have her recorded. Let all of St. Lucia see how the Labour Party people come and try their best to disturb UWP meetings. We don't come to your functions. We don't come to your activities. But we have such a disagreement. But we are peaceful people. United Workers' Party supporters are supporters and peacul people. Eu sapei pour faire ça ou qu'à faire là, mais eu pas pour plus passer un vote. You see, that is, and I want somebody to record her. Yes, make sure you have her recorded. Let all of St. Lucia see how the Labour Party people come and try their best to disturb UWP meetings. We don't come to your functions. We don't come to your activities. But we have such a disagreement. But we are peaceful people. United Workers' Party supporters are supporters and peaceful people. Eu sapei pour faire ça ou qu'à faire là, mais eu pas pour plus passer un vote.
You know, you have to hand it to Guy Joseph for me. There's a certain creativity about the guy that if it's not OBR politics, it's twisted theology politics. Now it seems to be a crybaby politics. That one person, you know, by a meeting throws you so, you know, off focus, off guard and so on. And one person becomes the Labour Party. Like I said about Marcella complaining about the taking down her flags, so that is a sign of misogyny on the part of the Labour Party. These things have been par for the course in politics for as long as we know of politics. You know, And right now, the heckling is not as bad as it used to be. You could hardly talk and so on. I've been places talking on Labour Party platform. I remember, a guy at Angers walking up to my face and wagging his finger in my face. Later on, I found out the guy went to live in Angers, but the guy is actually from where, I kind of settled past Slap with area and so on. When he realized who I was and so on, the guy came over after the meeting, apologized to me. He's sorry. He didn't know it was me. But he told me he don't agree with what I'm saying. The guy is a strong UWP supporter. But this is the kind of thing that happens all the time. Nobody takes it that it is of such deep significance that one woman, the woman has not talked from what I'm hearing. The woman is taking, as far as I can see, she has a yellow top on her, but she's waving some red flag or whatever. That alone is throwing you off like that.
I'll hand it to Dr. Anthony. I'll always tell you that I remember clearly when I worked at Choice TV, and my news director and editor there was Timothy Polio. So naturally there was, by Labour Party supporters at the time, there was a natural aversion to Choice News because of who the anchor and news director was. And there was Dr. Lewis's AGM in Cicero, and Dr. Anthony was speaking, and he mentioned something about the media, and all the people looked to me, and he said, no, leave Miguel alone. So that was it. No, leave Miguel alone. Okay. So if that is having my partner so upset, boy, wow.
I will attend karaoke on the one condition: King must sing.
Don't worry, he'll sing it. You know he used to say Calypso?
Okay, really?
Yeah, I learned that when I was in infrastructure and I sang
when he was in St. Vincent or something?
I have no idea. He just told me how he used to sing Calypso.
I think he was brought up in somewhere in the Grenadines and so on. Okay, all right. That would be interesting. When you can stick a pin in the governance of this administration, when you can't attack the government on its character and government, then you have to resort to lies and misinformation. There's an animated person waiting on the line. So let's see if we can bring this person in.
If it's that you're crying for, you just start crying.
I'm not sure of the gender. Real issues, you're on the air. Go ahead.
No. If it's for that you crying, well, you just start crying.
Just start crying.
If it's for that you crying. Let me tell you, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let you Shelton, because you're yet to explain to me why you missed the show yesterday. But that's for another show. Let me tell you all, the most, look, I lost my trend of thought there. But the most aggression, the most hatred comes from a United Workers Party platform. Burn people's houses. Burn it down, burn St. Jude's.
Shoot people.
We need to get angry.
Shoot people.
Yes.
Politicians of the Labour Party must be confronted with ammunition and all of that.
Yes. Most recently, if you snitch, you sleep. And in terms of an apology, you get words like, I am waiting for you. Try it again. And one lady, and I am not supporting, you see me, you United Workers Party, you have in your activity, I'm not passing. But tell them, Miguel and Terry, let me ask an important question. If you run in a seat for the very first time, would you not try to get, for you to win, you would have had to have done your background checks, check the voting patterns, and to know what is the best method to use to have the ability to win an unwinnable seat. Right?
Yes.
And in that regard, you would have to speak to the young people. You'd have to speak to supporters of this party. And you would have to speak to people who are undecided, swing voters and that kind of thing. So why should you have a community meeting and you only want to see Flabo supporters?
A community meeting.
New candidate. Guy can do his thing because Guy knows what Guy knows that nobody else knows. Because he does all his corruption by his tail. Not my words, those were his words. But I want to ask a very important question at this moment. Why is it the former Minister of Transport is allowed to continue to have as many route bans as he does. He is the only human being in this country who has as many route bans as he does.
Conflict of interest when you're there.
And then you have the young men of this country who are interested in getting road bans, and it's tough for them to be able to get a road ban at the Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Infrastructure. This is a very critical question, and I would love to hear him respond to that. Why is he allowed to have as many road bans as he does?
Okay.
Thank
you very much.
But do you know, and the bus drivers may hate me for this, but do you know Guy was the orchestrator of all this when he was first transport minister? A route ban is a license to operate. It is not personal property of anyone. That's supposed to be property of the government of St. Lucia, right? So fine, it's now the guys have their ownership. Because fellas send route bans and buses for $140,000. A route ban is $60,000 to $80,000. You know, that's not supposed to be. So we know Guy has many buses and route bans. If he, as transport minister on both occasions, had his buses under his name at that time, that's a direct conflict of interest, and that should be investigated as well.
Were they on his name? Do we know?
That's why we know he has buses. But the next thing I want to say is, Guy Joseph. Okay, so just quickly, if you check Hansard, I'm sorry, if you check Hansard and you look at the contributions of Guy Joseph and Alan Chastney, they have made the least references to their respective constituencies when in the Parliament of St. Lucia.
Okay, all right. Once we open the phone lines, we got to give.
I'm sorry about
the callers. Okay. 487-9849. That's the WhatsApp line number. 758-487-9849, and you can also reach us on the landline, which is 4533-911. Anything further from you all, gentlemen? Because it looks like we have far-wishing the callers.
Yeah.
We have one coming.
Good afternoon. Sorry about it, caller.
Real Issues. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes,
hello.
You're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, I don't hear them yet. Answer me.
We're hearing you.
We're hearing you.
Let me tell you something. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm glad to listen to you all, but you all talking too much. Give the people a chance to call.
Okay, so that's what you wanted to tell us.
Okay, no. No, let me tell you, tell Marcella she don't know about politics. Let me tell her about politics.
We lost her?
Let me tell her about politics. Because I talked to Olion all around the world on platform. All around the world. Tell Marcella she don't know nothing about politics.
Okay.
I can tell she about politics.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll try not to talk so much. The amount of times we have to tell you.
But it's a talk show.
You're on the line. All right. 487-9849 and 4533911. Comrade, good afternoon. Why would in 2025 UWP supporters walking around with a flambeau when the world, including most St. Lucians, are now using LED bulbs? This shows you how backward thinking this party is. Well, you see, a flambeau, the actual flambeau, I suppose would be a lot more useful and effective for burning, burning things. You throw one in somebody's house and then you go and pretend like you're rescuing somebody. When you set the fire, you go and talk about houses burning. Maybe we might have, So when you have a flambeau, maybe you can actually do that better than with an LED. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Or burning down RSL to get rid of the cockroach that is sheltered.
Yes. Was that?
Or burn down RSL to get rid of the cockroach that is sheltered.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I need Bradley to acknowledge the candidate. He needs to review his notes. He had my name on radio regarding what I said on my platform during the last election campaign. This week, Monday, he was at Coco Dakitin saying that the party fired me. I am the candidate. Is he obsessed with Pauline? And that message is coming from Dr. Pauline Antoine. I think she meant I am not the candidate because she has to does. I am the candidate. I think she means I am not the candidate. Is he obsessive balling? He's still continuing to talk about her and so on. Whatever you did, it really went under his skin, whatever you said and so on. I don't know if it is the election night where you said even if he wins, he has no power because he's in opposition. And you were right. The power that he had, he misused it. He go and sign something to give away our lands or to deny our people access to almost 1,000 acres of our land and so on. And apparently he did all of that without even reading the document that he was given. This is not a man who does due diligence, because by now he has had enough time to do due diligence on the leadership of Alan Chastney and realize that this is a situation that is untenable. But don't worry, if it is mute, he mute, or wange, he wange, on the ponytail and the rim comb, Alva has told him that going, very soon.
But PJP has empowered him. What has he done with it? With that little power, what's the money that you've been getting every quarter?
Up to now,
what is there to show?
Bradley cannot answer how he was part of a government and a cabinet that implemented this kind of victimizing, naked victimizing, using state funds, state resources to deny. It's not the MPs you're denying, it's the people of those 6 constituencies as if they did not matter. And I believe that the candidates for the Labour Party in those constituencies, which we have new firebrands burning real hot and so on, like Danny Butcher, you understand? They really need to come out and go to town on Flabo for what they did in showing absolute disdain for them with money that didn't belong to Flabo or Alan Chastney. And, the Belrose Doctrine was what was implemented. I think before the Belrose Doctrine was articulated, it was already being implemented. The withholding of CDP funds from those 6 constituencies, including Castries East and so on, it was the Belrose Doctrine already in motion. It was being practiced before it was actually preached, So anyway, we have a call on the line. You must give me a touch, before somebody rebuked me and say,
ring the bell.
You're on the air. Go ahead, my friend. Hello, caller, are you there? Can you hear us? Caller, are you there?
Somebody's holding up the line.
All right. Silent troll. Okay. That one is not even saying,
anything.
Who's trapping on my bed. Okay, we have another call on the line. Real issues.
Yeah, good evening to you guys.
Hi.
That's the first time I've called in, but I've been following the show for a long time. Okay, I've been hearing a lot about the Labour Party, the lies, propaganda, corruption. When you tackle them, give me 1 or 2 lies, or give me where the Labour Party is bashing on platform. I've been following up. I have not really gone to most of the rally, but I follow it live. And I don't hear, the only person you can see is when you step on his feet, you'll hear him talking to Richard. So I really don't really get it when you're hearing so much negativity about the Labour Party. It really hurts me to see, and I heard you all recently, I was listening to you all about the Kakal fiasco and stuff like that. As you say, just like you're a Christian and you want to win souls, you need to use a method that you to win souls, just like the politics.
Yeah.
So when you're so arrogant and stuff like that, what you expect to happen? You understand? How could you think you can win his heart? You understand? And I don't really call, but you guys, I follow you all the time, all platform, Jive, name it. But I'm simply saying, I'm just trying to be brief. I listen to all the Mepris and as you all say, and everybody been saying it. I don't have to really. But you all know I really don't have to talk about Berlin and all this crap. Recently, guys saying about blood and etc. I'm saying a man that's supposed to be a spiritual person, I would expect different from him. And you understand? And the amount of Mepris, all of them. And let me tell you, it's just a pattern. They don't have one of these guys. I thought when Kakal come, he would make a difference, and I thought the others would do likewise.
Kakal lacking, my brother.
All of them are the same. All of them, not to say one will say, and all of them is Mepris and stuff, and they have no proof, they have no credibility, they have nothing. How could you win? I'm just tired. Yeah. But I'm saying, you guys always have a good show, especially Mr. Felino. He was in my constituency last week in Prale. So, I enjoy you guys. I like the show, and I believe you all guys always put the truth out, and those who don't want to believe it, they will live with it. But I tell people, this guy will stay in the wilderness for a long time, because I don't see they have nothing to bring to the table. I'm telling you straight case, they have nothing. Okay, let me give you my last point because I'm not the last, and maybe the last, I'm not sure. The former Prime Minister, his constituency, the funds they are giving to him, what they do with it. Because I'm not seeing nothing happening in his constituency. I work there all over the place. I'm not seeing nothing. As somebody called sometime last week saying Gomi had a piece of concrete and wherever other place. And I'm not seeing nothing. I work the whole constituency and I'm not seeing nothing. So I'm asking, this community money is getting, what is he doing with it? You understand? So, and then you want me to put you back there to do what?
Okay,
you understand?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, blessings, guys. Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Somebody giving some perspective said that rooms have decreased due to renovations to some hotels. I think
that is true. That's the period.
So all this thing about it's down and so on. You can't compare September's when the cruise season is out. You can't compare, like they said, when we had cricket last year, giving a boost to things. You have to compare like with like if you're going to be giving, you know.
But Dominic knows that. But I was up north a while ago, Shelton, just before I came home. I needed to go and get something up north. And Royal St. Lucian and these hotels.
Where that area was.
Oh, these hotels have been demolished and new structures
coming up. Yep.
I mean, that's investor confidence in the country, you know. We did not have that on the last, because we had bandits in suits. You know, the fellow said, pass it! Before an investor didn't pass it. But now we have investor confidence, and when you go up there, it was, whoo, I was like, wow, you know, development is going on there. So that's a wonderful thing. So, Dominic,
I'll just close by saying this. If it's for that you crying, then you just start to cry.
And then he repeats it in another way. If it's that you crying for, you have a lot of crying to do still.
Yeah. Is it true?
Yeah. So, thank you very much, Miguel. Thank you very much, Terry. Terry won't be with us tomorrow. No. I don't know if Miguel is still going to drop in, but like I said, I have a guest who has some bombshell.
No, I'd rather watch from a safe distance.
Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. Thank you so very much for having been a part of it. Thanks again, Jaquan. Until then, on behalf of all of us here, this is Shelton Daniel saying enjoy the rest of your Thursday safely. Don't forget tonight, 8:30 on NBC Television. And also on the Facebook Live, they have our own page, Can I Help You, with Richard Frederick. I'm sure Albert Fregis will be there with him. Let me take the opportunity to say greetings to the man Skinny, who always keeps them fed and well supplied and is always so nice to me. Anytime I reach my hand out, he's got something to place in it. I'm talking about chicken, okay? All right. Bye for now, folks. Ciao.
All right, adios.
Babono, we are coming! This Sunday, October 12th from 3 p.m., the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly launches John Estefan, your candidate who will lead with purpose, passion, and progress. Join us as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, development, and opportunities for all St. Lucians. This Sunday, Babono comes alive with John Estefan and Prime Minister Pierre. We are moving forward together.
We feel ready, no? Jump up. The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Thursday, 9th October 2025 were Double Daily Grand 6, 11, 17, 20. Big 4, 2, 3, 2, 6. Big 4 Multi-X 2X. Pick 2, 5, 3. Pick 2 Multi-X 2X. 1 off 7, 9, 9. Lucky 3, 8, 9, 4. Lucky 3 Multi-X 2X.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 3 issues.